Hey guys, I have another card making video for you. First of all, I use the Lawn Fawn large stitched rectangle dies, and I'm using the second largest size. I cut 3 of them out of just some plain white cardstock, and now I'm using my homemade stencils to apply some distress ink. I'm making 3 cards in this video. In the first example, I used the cracked pistachio distress ink. And now I am using the abandoned coral distress ink. And on the third card I'm going to use the mustard seed distress ink. Again, through one of my homemade stencils, I used 3 different ones. And I am sort of blending it from the right side to sort of white. Now I'm using some Memento Tuxedo Black, and I'm using the Avery Elle Furry Friends stamp set, the Newton's Nook Summer Holiday stamp set, and the Lawn Fawn Baked with Love stamp set. So I stamped the puppy, the cat in sort of the swimming thing, and then the mixer, and I'm coloring these in with my Copics. For the dog, I'm using my C5 and my C2. I didn't really like the blending, so I went in again and darkened it up quite a bit. Then for the cat, I'm using the YG23. And then on the dots, I'm going to color sort of orange. As you can see, I took my chart for a bit. Not that I have that much Copics, but it's helpful. And the orange is the Y38. Then I use the pink for the ears and the nose, and that is V12. And then again, I'm going in with my C5 to sort of darken up the areas. And I am sort of blending that out, and I also want to keep some sort of white parts, and I'm doing that with C0. And then for the mixer, I want this to be teal, so I'm using the G00 for the shadow areas, and then I'm just going all over with B000, which is a very light blue, and that gives a really nice effect. And then I'm also using my C5 and C2 for the top part of the blender and for the mixing bowl. So now I cut them out, and I took some strips of white cardstock, and I am sort of coloring them in with the inks that I used for the stencils. So I'm using cracked pistachio, abandoned coral, and mustard seed. I cut them all to the right size, and I am stamping the sentiments. I'm using this stamp sets themselves, and also the Winnie and Walter, the big, the bold, and the happy stamp set. So I stamped happy birthday, baked with love, and wish you were here. Now I'm going to apply those strips with some foam squares. So I'm adding those towards the bottom, and I'm putting some foam squares at the top of the dog, and at the bottom I'm adding some matte medium to sort of pop it up. And I'm doing the same for the other cards. By the way, the glue that I was using was the golden matte medium, and it wasn't one of those fine liner applicators. So now I am applying these panels to some plain white card bases using some clear glue. Then for the finishing touches, I'm grabbing a black gel pen to sort of make the eyes of the dog stand out, and I'm taking my Wink of Stella to make certain parts of the card also stand out. I'm also adding some pearls. These are self-adhesive pearls, and I'm using my quick stick tool to adhere them. I am using them in a variety of colors and sizes. So on the first card I used some pink ones. On the second card some pearlescent ones. And on the third I'm using some gray ones. So these are the finished cards. I hope you like them. Bye.